Alright, time now is 7:48 a.m. in the morning on February 20th. Yes. So, yeah, last night I spoke to, okay, first of all, let's talk about the sleep. I slept, I fell asleep at around 2:10 a.m., which is very impressive. I'm honestly kind of proud of myself for being able to sleep so early. 2:10 a.m. That is like it's been a whole month since I've been able to sleep this early, or maybe even more. I don't know, but 2:10 a.m. and I slept all the way till 7:20. So that is about um 5 hours and 10 minutes, which is not a lot to be honest. I would have liked to sleep more, but today's a Sunday, and for the last few Sundays, I've been waking up early every single Sunday and feeling sleep deprived every single time. And today, while I would like to sleep more, I have slept more already, so that's quite impressive. I'm honestly quite happy. I'm honestly quite impressed that I'm able to sleep for more than 5 hours, just a little bit more. Um, Last night I spoke to Jonah saying that I need a ride to the Chinatown church because I ain't going to take the bus, man. That's just not happening. Um, so he said he's gonna drive me there, and he's going to pick me up at 8:15, and he just texted me saying that he'll arrive at 8:20. So that's cool. Um, yeah, nothing else. I hope my fever completely goes away. It would be absolutely insane if my fever returns again for a third day. It would be absolutely preposterous, okay? Um, like what if it doesn't go away, you know? Um, yeah, 2 days of fever is enough, man. 2 days is enough. Um, yeah, I don't have much else to say, really. Um, kind of want to do a live stream on YouTube. I still have so many friggin' things to do. Actually, I still need to speak to a counselor. Um, find a new apartment. Do something about my bank account. Um, and then after that, I have a driver's test. Find a job. Go to the gym. Um, and another thought I have is I've met many females just as much as I've met males. I know that's a funny thing to say, but that's true. Like I've met JT, um, friggin' Diana, and then Pepper from Film 31, and the Japanese girl from Film 40. But and I hope I'm gonna be able to meet Sophia, who's Diana's roommate. And not a lot of people ask me this, but like Tom would ask me this when I had Discord chat with him. Like, have you met anyone? Have you met someone who potentially can become your girlfriend? And a part of me also think like that, like, man, it's about damn time I find someone to fall in love with. Or it's about damn time for me to find a girlfriend. But I've given it some thought and I thought I shouldn't force myself. Like, especially as far as first girlfriends go. Because Miriam asked me this on the day we said farewell to each other. Miriam's like, for your first love, would you take it really seriously on who to date, or would you be like, no, I have to date someone, so just find whatever? And I said, no, I would take it very, very seriously. And Miriam kind of concurs. So, I'm gonna take it really freaking seriously, and so far I haven't loved anyone other than Mary. Like, she's always someone special in my heart. Even if I do somehow fall in love with someone else, which I just can't imagine, Mary will still hold a special place in my heart. That's gonna be true forever until the day I die, really. And that's okay. That's okay. Yesterday breakfast I had a bit of my chocolate cereal from Whole Foods, and it tastes like sandpaper and I hate it. But today, this morning, since I have a little time, I can eat this Apple Jacks.
你會唔會坐到好逼㗎？你好似好逼咁嘅。
會啊，係我大粒啊。
都會落士奶茶咯，但係我係落佢嘅1/10咯。
但係佢。
All right, time now is 4:35 p.m. Whew. So once again, let's start from the very beginning. I woke up at around, I said all this shit already. I left the house. Jonah's right out there, driving a car. I entered it. We went to the church in Chinatown. And we were like 10 minutes early, so that's good. I tried my best to not fall asleep during sermon, but I just can't help myself, man. I just can't help myself. I did fall asleep. And it was not like full-blown sleep. It was like, I was like sitting down and like closing my eyes, and my eyelids are so heavy, and I try my best to open it. And sometimes I zone out, like my thoughts start to fade, So it was like an in and out, and in and out, and in and out. But afterwards, and I didn't want to. Normally, I'm fine. If I'm sitting alone and I fall asleep in and out like this, it's fine. But right beside Jonah, it's like a little, Anyways, afterwards, my mom's friend showed up and gave me my letters, including my student ID card, my Bank of America mails, letters, and he also gave me a bunch of like tangerines and like a bunch of other stuff, actually. Goldfish cracker thing. Afterwards, we crossed the road and went to fellowship, Sunday school fellowship. And it was like fine. And there was another girl who's also called Enoch, which is really funny. And so she sat beside me and she's like, oh, would it be funny? Like, if we sit together and every time the pastor says Enoch, like we both, like, And I'm like, yeah, haha. And then afterwards, we went to another restaurant in Monterey Park, sat down. I ordered fried rice and milk tea, and the plate of fried rice is huge, so I couldn't finish it, so I had to take out. I wanted to pay for my food because the last few times I've eaten with the church group, the pastor paid for me, so I'm like, okay, man, I gotta pay finally. And the pastor's like, no. Let me just do it one last time. And I'm like, okay. And afterwards, one of the pastors just took me a ride back home. And after eating the meal, maybe it's because I'm too full, but my belly started to hurt. it started to ache, and it was not stomach ache. It was in the belly. It was in the guts. So it's you know it's it's belly ache. And so on the car ride back home, and I was in a Tesla, and you know the relationship between me and Teslas, right? And I was just feeling so unwell. My belly was hurting. It was hot, and I just really wanted to go home. And I went back home finally after 40 something minutes, and then I immediately went to the bathroom. And um, my theory isn't that I ate a lot of food, but it's that I had Mexican food yesterday for lunch, and there were beans in it, and you know how beans are. They're stomachache inducing. But yeah, I went to the bathroom, and I might as well take a shower. So I took a shower, and now I'm here. Right now it's 4:39 p.m. and the last time I took ibuprofen was last night at around 11:30 p.m. And um honestly, right now I'm still feeling a little bit dizzy, and I feel very tired, very friggin' tired, and a little bit dizzy. And maybe the fever's still there, but one thing for sure is that it's not as intense as yesterday. Oh my god, is that a new acne? Jesus Christ. Please don't be. But yeah, one thing for sure is that it's not as strong as yesterday. I really don't want to take any more pills. I don't want to rely on pills, but more importantly, ibuprofen has a side effect, and that is stomach bleeding. That's the side effect. I don't want to have my stomach bleeding, okay? I want to protect my stomach. So, I gotta stop taking pills. Uh, uh, I hope this fever goes away. It has to go away. Jesus Christ. Um, yeah, that's all for today. I'm not going to do anything for the rest of the day other than watching anime, Mushishi, which I've been pushing for so many days already. I'm going to finish watching King Richard, and that's all, really. That's all. I'm just, I want to sleep. I want to have a full night's sleep. I want to sleep for 9 hours tomorrow morning. I want to sleep for 9 hours. I don't want to wake up for the chemistry Zoom class tomorrow. I don't want to at all. So I'm not going to join. It's not mandatory, so who fucking cares, right? I want to just sleep. Yeah. Alright, a couple of things. First of all, I like the potatoes. Second of all, I saw that they bought steaks. And Mr. C and Mrs. C and their cousins are outside right now eating steaks, and I'm eating leftover burger patty because I'm just not good enough. And then they also gave me specifically, the utmost delicious broccoli, boiled with water and nothing else. My favorite way of preparing broccoli, boiled in water. Yes. I can't do it. This is like a stone. This beef thing is like a stone. All right. Okay. Okay. Oh boy. Um. I forgot to say something. Before I left today. Before I left the house today, this morning, I was eating some Apple Jack cereal, and I can't find a bigger bowl because the big bowls are always hidden, missing, because they're left unwashed. So I used a small bowl, and the cereal kept falling out of the bowl. After I put the milk in, they float and they fall out. And Mr. C saw that and sort of found me a bigger plate bowl. Anyways, Mr. C is like, Inuk, Inuk, do you know when will I get paid? Cause I think it's due a couple days later because it's the 22nd tomorrow. So I'm like, yeah, I can ask the ISP. So there's that. And then I thought it would be a great opportunity to finally tell him after almost a whole month that my name is not Inuk. So I'm like, actually my name is Enoch, not Inuk. And so he's like, oh, okay. I don't know why it's a old white people thing. Like, my black professor knows I'm Enoch right away. The Indian dude, who's my cinematographer professor, he didn't say right all the time, but I mean, I don't blame him. He's Indian, he has an accent, but he still tries to say Enoch. And younger white people, they say Enoch too, but just Enoch. I don't know why. Like, it's an O. Logically, like, it would be like Enoch or Enoch. Why is it Enoch? Why is it oo? Why? When? At what point did it turn into an oo? I don't know. Anyways, I just had dinner, and it's this really dry, cold, hard piece of beef patty with cheese on top, but it's clear that the cheese is removed. So there were presents of cheese on it, and then some cheesy potato slices, which is the best part. This semicircular bread crust thing that's really oily and deep fried, which doesn't taste all that bad, but if you eat too much of them, you're gonna feel like dying. And then steamed broccoli that is cold and steamed with nothing but water. Boiled with water. They don't steam things here in the USA. Man, it's terrible, really. I'm gonna be honest here. This meal is terrible, and I don't know why, but the roof of my mouth, the roof of my mouth, behind my front teeth, they're still hurting. And even though I feel better than yesterday in terms of fever, I'm still feeling it. And it's a little bit worse right now versus this afternoon. I'm feeling kind of dizzy again. And so I took 2 more ibuprofen pills. Again, I really, really, really want to stop taking pills. But I can't, because if I feel dizzy, if I have migraine, if I have a headache, I can't do anything. I can't focus, I can't work, I can't think. I need this fever to go away, but it doesn't seem to go away. It's been 3 days. I don't know what's going on with me. I don't know what's going on with my body. I don't like it. I thought at most, worst case, I thought I would only have fever for 1 day. And that's already bad enough. But no, 3 days. 3. I had fever for 3 days after taking the booster shot. Why am I doing that? Why do I deserve this? Okay, anyways, hopefully this dizziness goes away. I'm going to do nothing but watch more anime, finish watching King Richard, and then I'm just gonna go to bed. Nothing else. I want to sleep a lot, okay? I want to sleep all the way until tomorrow, 11:30, at the very least. And, Jesus Christ. I'm gonna sleep early as well, too. It's a good habit to sleep early. Like, I don't know why I picked the morning class for cinematography, because there's an afternoon class. I should have picked that. But I can't change now. It's too late. I can't swap anymore. Because one of the students in that class was like, so a few people were late, and some people were there, and they were not on the roster. Why? Because they're from the afternoon class. And then they were like, can I join the morning class? And then the professor was like, no, you can't, because we're full already. And if you join our class, then it's going to mess up the system, right? So you either swap with one of the students in the morning class, or you just wait. Wait until afternoon, come back, and continue being in the afternoon class, because you can't just add. You can't just enter right now. So right now for me, it's too late. It's too late already. Besides, I've made connections already, technically. I mean, I've spoken to the Japanese girl whom I still haven't given a fake name. Man, like, it's funny. Okay, a couple more things about the cinematography class, which was very interesting. So, the Japanese girl is into classical music, which is interesting. And she's like, oh, so do you guys play any instruments? And some people are like, oh, no. And other people are like, oh, I play a little guitar. And I said, oh, she asked me, and I'm like, oh, I used to play the flute. I played a little bit, but then I'm like, nah, I give up. It's not for me. And then she's like, oh, you play the flute? Me too. So, damn, being East Asian, not only are we the two only East Asian, but I also know where Gunma is, which impressed her, and I also play the flute. I'm such an awesome person. I'm just trying to boost my own frail, tiny ego. Another thing that happened was Miles, the half British guy, was like, oh, I know some Hong Kong friends, and I'm like, oh, really? Oh. And then he's like, oh, no, I mean Korean. And I'm like, oh. And other people laughed. And then the Japanese girl jokingly said, oh, don't worry, we're all the same. All East Asians are the same. We're all Korean, like jokingly said, and I laughed. And that's really funny. Alba, the Mexican girl, was like, oh, are you Korean? Or no, I'm from Hong Kong. Again, I wouldn't say they're racist. I'd say they just don't know a lot about Asia, and that's fine. They need to be educated, is all. And they're nice about it. You know, they're not blatantly saying, "Oh, I don't care where you're from. If you're Asian, you're Asian." They're not like that. So there's that. Oh, also when I said when I did my self introduction, I was really fluent. Like I was really smooth, and that's mainly because before it got to me, I had already thought about all the talking points, and I very smoothly just linked one talking point to another. So, hi everyone, I'm Enoch Lai. I'm from Hong Kong. I came here about 2 months ago. That's my third point. Hi, I'm Enoch Lai. I'm from Hong Kong. I came here about 2 months ago, and I've taken film classes 1, 8, 20, 30, and right now I'm taking 31. And I love movies. I'm taking this class because I want to learn about film. I want to learn about camera angles, camera movement, and lighting. And I think that's all I said. And yeah, it was a smooth ass self introduction. And then yeah, and then the professor is really good actually, because after every single self introduction, he comments on it a little bit. And he tries his best to remember everybody's name, and he said, we should do that too, because we're going to be collaborating with each other. And I love that. Encouraging social interactions, I need that. Legitimately, I'm actually legitimately excited about this class. Like, he's the friggin' real deal. Dude has a documentary on Amazon Prime. Hong Kong could never, you know? So, yeah, and he responded to me like, oh, your other professor, Film 31, does a lot with camera movements, and also I've been to Hong Kong once, and that's really cool. So yeah, that's all I'm going to talk about. And then very soon next Wednesday, I'm gonna have the Film 31 class again, which is exciting. It's been a while since I've been excited about school, you know? Yeah, it's been a while. Alright, time now is 11:43 a.m. in the morning on February 21st. 1 week left before February ends. A couple things. First of all, my hair is a mess, but that's because I haven't combed it yet. And that's also simultaneously because I didn't sleep super early yesterday. I originally planned to sleep at around 2 a.m., but I couldn't. But I still went to bed relatively early than I used to at 2:30, and I didn't immediately fall asleep. I was wide awake for a while. So let's assume I fell asleep at around 2:45, and then I had a so-so quality sleep all the way from 2:45 to I guess 11, maybe even earlier. So that is a little bit more than 8 hours, which is fantastic, even though the quality of sleep is so-so, meaning that I woke up multiple times in the middle of the night. Another thing is I set the alarm at 11:40, but I was already really awake before the alarm even rang. So I wish I could fall back asleep. So what happened is at around 11:15, I was like, okay, let me check the time. Turns out it's 11:15 already. And then I went back to sleep, but I just couldn't go back to sleep. I just couldn't. I don't know why, but it's pretty much impossible for me to sleep for more than 9 hours now. Like, it's just impossible. And the thing is, if I sleep longer, I thought I would, you know, have more dreams. But I didn't really have any dreams or nothing all that memorable or vivid last night or this morning, which is a little bit disappointing. I'm gonna try it again tomorrow morning. I also thought that I would sleep a lot because yesterday and today, like 2 days ago and yesterday, I slept for 8 hours combined. One 3 hours and one like 5 hours. Or actually a little bit more than three, but you get the idea. Alright, so my plans for today is nothing. I'm not gonna do anything today except for YouTube videos. I have a movie review coming up. I may or may not join the chemistry Zoom meeting thing. It's pretty much pointless at this point. There's the yeah, I'm gonna watch anime. I'm gonna watch another movie, and for breakfast, I have no idea. I wanted to eat gyoza, which I bought last Sunday, but I kind of don't want to eat it now. Instead, I have fried rice from yesterday lunch that I had taken out, and I wanted to eat that actually for lunch. And if I eat gyoza and fried rice, then it would be too much Asian food. I mean, it's not too much. I eat Asian foods all the time when I was in Hong Kong, duh. But in USA, it's a little too much because I would like to evenly spread out the Asian foods in my diet so that it feels like I have more of it. So that it lasts longer. This means that for today breakfast, I need to eat something else. And I'm thinking maybe a boiled egg would be nice. I'm also staring at my lemon cake, which looks fine as hell. But I don't think eating it as breakfast would be a great idea because lemon is sour, and after brushing my teeth, if I eat something sour, or actually if I eat something sweet after I brush my teeth, it's gonna taste bitter. Nothing to do with sour. But this cake is also sweet, so you know. So maybe just a boiled egg, that'd be nice. And aside from that, I'm gonna try my best to do as little of these as possible because again, I'm running out of storage space, and I feel like I'm dependent on it now. I'm growing really, really dependent on doing this every single day, every single night. Back then I could, like skip a day and forget about this, but now I have to do this every day. Um, I'm so ridiculously ugly. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the film class. Oh, last night I did my Film 31 course, my digital filmmaking course survey, where I have to like do this small survey thing so that the professor can know me better. And oh my god, I've been waiting to do surveys like this for all my life, I feel like, and I'm a bit afraid because it's not like there's no correct answer, but the entire survey is basically what fields in filmmaking are you interested in? So I ticked, directing, screenwriting, cinematography, and I ticked 4 things. And editing, because I do a lot of editing. And then what's your experience in the field? Shorts with friends, shorts with professionals, feature films, documentary, or none? And I said shorts with friends. If I could do more, I would, but I'm from Hong Kong. There's literally no job opportunity in the world of filmmaking in Hong Kong, not anymore. And then the scariest part of that survey is which 3 movies are your favorite? And on the very top of the survey it says answer honestly. And I'm going to be 100% honest. Now, I'm so glad that before I went to this college, I watched a bunch of art house films and a bunch of classic films, because then I would just totally embarrass myself with the survey, but also with the classes. Because during Film 40 class, some of my classmates occasionally drop references to, oh, I watched Tarkovsky's Stalker, I watched 12 Angry Men, and if I hadn't done my research before I came to college, not really research, but if I hadn't really like broadened my view, if I hadn't discovered Criterion and Letterboxd, like I wouldn't have known what those films are, and I would feel so embarrassed. But now I pretty much know every single film reference so far. But yeah, 3 favorite films. So I went to, and picking 3 is incredibly difficult. I went to my Letterboxd account and looked at my favorite films list, and the top 3 is actually Ikiru, Taxi Driver, and Memories of Murder. But here's the thing, Taxi Driver, I love it and I think it's amazing, but do I love it personally super much? I don't know, so I actually didn't put in Taxi Driver. And then the 4th one is actually Persona, and then the 5th one is Parasite, and the 6th one is Yi. But at the end, the 3rd one, I went with Fallen Angels by Wong Kar-wai, not only because of Hong Kong representation, but also I also really personally love it. Like I could talk about every single scene and how much I love every single scene. I legitimately love it. As for Persona, I need to rewatch it in order to like it more. So my 3 answers are Ikiru, Memories of Murder, and Fallen Angels, which is cool. These are cool answers. All 3 of them are Criterion picks, and there's one from the 50s, there's an artsy one, there's an accessible one, and all 3 of them are East Asian. And then below that, it was a whole long list of movies, like classics, ranging from Godfather to Citizen Kane to Forrest Gump to Raiders of the Lost Ark to Star Wars to Rocky to Raging Bull, to Avengers and Hunger Games and Black Panther and Joker. And I tick how many of them I've actually watched. And I only ticked about like half of them, maybe even less than half. And again, I have to be honest. I can't lie. And some of them I really want to tick, but I'm going to be honest here. It's been so long since I watched it, I've pretty much forgotten about it. And B, I've only seen parts of it. C, I've never seen it. So, like Casablanca, I've seen parts of it. So I can't tick it. 2001: A Space Odyssey, I've seen the first 23 minutes. I can't take it, and I feel very embarrassed, but I'm gonna have to answer truthfully. And then finally, it asks me like, what is your experience? How do you consider your experience with camera, and how do you consider your experience with lighting? And this is such a dangerous question because like different people evaluate themselves differently. And I wanted to type words, but apparently I can only type a number, so I have no idea what to type. So I type 6 for experience with camera and 3 for experience with lighting. And then yeah. Oof, scary. All right, time now is 9:47 p.m. on February 21. So I purposefully tried my best to, not do any of these videos until tonight because I'm gonna try my best to speak as less as possible. Okay. Yes. Yikes. So let's start with everything that happened to me today. Nothing all that important, but a few things. First of all, YouTube took down one of my videos, and that is the okay, something's wrong with. Okay, there we go. This better. YouTube took down my Jake Paul YouTube poop video that I made in 2017 that I was a little bit proud of, even though now that I'm watching it, it's unfunny and cringe. But it's impressive as far as a 14-year-old goes. And YouTube took it down because it has violated violent crime organization policy. And I did some research on what this policy is. Apparently, my video contains pro-terrorist message. Yeah, that's weird. So I made an appeal, naturally, and very quickly on the same day, this afternoon, they reviewed the appeal and they said it doesn't stand. The appeal doesn't stand. They have reviewed my video again and they still found a pro-terrorist message somehow. So they had to take it down. So that's stupid. Second of all, it's happening again. My mouth. These areas are hurting again. Not as badly as it used to be when I was in the old house, but it's still hurting again. Which made me realize that maybe this thing is not allergy to Rottweilers, but rather an allergy to some other stuff. Maybe oily foods, maybe a kind of food, I don't know. But this had never happened to me in Hong Kong. It's got to be something with American food. Because this started after the dinner I had yesterday or a couple days ago, where it's just hard pizza. Hard, super oily, salty pizza. So there's that. Okay, next thing I have to talk about is that I forgot. There are tons of things I want to talk about actually. What do I want to talk about? Morning I had a boiled egg, just one boiled egg. I don't know why I boiled it for like 12-13 minutes, but it wasn't enough apparently, so it was like liquidy and stuff, but it was still nice. And then afternoon I had fried rice and nothing else. I had some potato chips. That's it. And then one thing I'd like to say is that on Sunday, which is yesterday, there has been an announcement that one of the pastors is going to throw a barbecue party. Not really party. I wouldn't say it's an American kind of party where there are lots of colorful lights, a swimming pool, a trap music, trap rap, and half-naked people just fucking and having an orgy in the middle of nowhere. No, not that, but a more normal kind of party. So one of the pastors was like, I'm gonna throw a barbecue party. If you want to sign up, please do. So a lot of people are signing up in the WhatsApp group, signing up for the barbecue party. I thought about it, and I kind of want to go because otherwise I would literally have nothing to eat and nowhere to go on Sunday, which would officially make me a complete loser bum ass. And I kind of don't want to do that. But there's a chance that JT would be free on that day, and then somehow magically Diana's free on that day, and they would want to meet each other on that day. And if that's the case, then I would want to be there, but I honestly don't know. But Diana said last week that she's not going to be free this week because she doesn't want to be. So I'm just going to sign up to the barbecue party. Why not? Yeah. I told my mom about this, and my mom's like, "Oh, be careful. Remember to keep distance." And for a moment I thought, why? Like, why? Like, it's just us. And I realized that, oh, because in Hong Kong right now, it's like the end of the world. In Hong Kong right now, there are like 7,000 new COVID cases per day, which is 10 times, actually 70 times more intense than the last COVID new case peak, which is 100. This is 70 times, 7,000 new cases. If this goes on for a whole month, the entire Hong Kong will be infected with COVID, and it will be just a cesspool of diseases. It's like the end of the world in Hong Kong right now. People are afraid to step out of their doors. And I'm sure COVID is still awfully terrifying here in the USA right now, but at least people would go out of their doors and do stuff, you know. I still wear a mask, don't get me wrong, but at least it's a little bit more loose here. You know, governments really need to find a balance between really working hard to take down COVID, but also at the same time respecting human rights. Because I see Canada using very extreme totalitarian methods to exterminate anti-lockdown protests, which by the way I don't agree with the protests at all, but Jesus Christ, you don't need to do that. All right. Yeah, nothing else happened today. It was a very chill day. I don't feel any fever. Like, if I close my eyes and stand still, maybe I still feel a small tinge of dizziness. But honestly, I'm sure that if I beat my ear right now, it's just gonna be normal temperature. So there's that. So I'm not gonna take any pills. I don't want to take any more pills. I'm just gonna, go to bed, sleep more, drink more water, and tomorrow I'm sure it'll disappear. And then finally, I'd like to say that now I need to think about what to say. A couple of small things. Bedsheet, I haven't watched it at all, and I need to, so I got to do that next Thursday. And I got to do something about school transportation stuff. And reactivating my bank account stuff. And then I'm going to I want to say that I edited my college update video again. I pretty much do that nearly every single day, where I edit just college update videos because I do a lot of these, which is one of the reasons why I want to do less of these. And I was editing January 16th and 17th, and 80% of the time, or 70% of the time, I'm ranting about the host and how terrible she was. And it got me angry. Like, watching myself get angry makes the present time me also angry. And so I started to, and it was actually quite amazing how she kicked me out first before I could voluntarily leave, because I don't know, honestly, I don't know if I actually had the courage to say, you know what, I hate this, I need to leave. Even though I said multiple times in those videos on January 16th that if this gets worse, I will actually have to leave. But do I actually have the courage to leave? I don't know. And if I voluntarily leave, it will make it seem like, well, actually, it wouldn't make anyone seem bad, honestly, or good. But yeah, I was saying, I need to leave this house, and later that day, on the 17th, I was kicked out. So honestly, I didn't even have to do anything. I didn't even have to email the ISP. The host did it for me, so thank you. But yeah, I'm still shocked at how awful my treatment was. Like it was just awful, and I definitely developed trust issues after that. There was one 8-minute long video where I spoke entirely in Cantonese because I was afraid that the woman would eavesdrop on me. So now I have to basically translate it second by second, which is going to be a pain in the ass, but it's fun in a way because sometimes translating work gets interesting. And yeah, the dinner today is I already forgot. I don't know what's wrong with me. Oh yeah, the dinner today is also quite awful. So when it comes to more Western oriented food, like fried stuff and meats, they know how to cook it. So it's a small piece of steak, and I'm sure it's leftover steak from last night, which confirms my theory that they didn't give me steak last night because I'm an inferior Asian man. But they had leftover, but they're not going to give one to me. But it is until after last night, there's one leftover, they finally gave it to me, which confirms my theory. But yeah, I'm just happy I'm able to eat beef. And then that is with some chili peppers fried with nothing but oil. Nothing, no garlic, no salt and pepper, nothing. And then the worst part of the meal is a bowl of soup spaghetti with broccoli. Except the broccoli is not fried. Again, broccoli soup already sounds gross. But on top of that, you have to boil it with nothing but water and spaghetti and maybe a bit of salt. And that's the dish. It's honestly bitter. It tastes bitter. And that made me understand why a lot of American kids dislike vegetables. Ooh, broccoli, disgusting. Oh, carrots, tomatoes, ew, gross. And then here I'm thinking, what do you mean gross? They're fantastic. It's because a lot of Americans don't even know how to prepare those foods. You don't boil broccoli with air and water. You have to cook it with garlic, salt, pepper. Carrots, you don't just... The old host, what she does is a pack of baby carrots, chuck it in the fridge, and leave it there for like a whole goddamn month and let it infest with bacteria. That's not how you do it. Chop it up, slice it up, add a little oil, fry it with garlic, cabbage, slice it up, bit of mushrooms, tastes fantastic. Absolutely wonderful. That's called chop suey. Tomato, there are tons of ways to prepare tomatoes. I mean, you got tomato soup, which, and I'm not talking about the Western, the American tomato soup. I'm talking about the more Chinese way. I don't even think it's Chinese. To me, it's normal. To me, it's just the main way. But, yeah, I could go on for days. But, I'm going to have a Snickers bar, which is absolutely huge. Yeah, not much else. I don't know what to say. Natalie, a couple days ago, wrote another one of those poem things, and on her private Instagram, oh man, you know what? I'm gonna read it out loud. I know it's cringe. Okay, look, man, I have my utmost respect for Natalie, and I like her. I think she's cute. And I like her not in a romantic way, but I think she's cute, and I like that she's a little bit insane and psychotic. Makes her very attractive. But occasionally she just does shit like this, and it teeters between psychotically hot and sexy and downright 14-year-old 13 Reasons Why flavored cringe. The Theory of the Heart 3, Lava Cake and Chocolate Stains. It's like an emo pop song. It's like Five Nights at Freddy's. And all the food references. What sets lava cake apart from cake is the moment the knife slowly slides into the delicate piece of chocolate deliciousness. The existence of such beauty lies solely in the desire to cut it open and watch as chocolate flows onto the plate. What sets pain apart from emotions is the moment the blade slowly slides into the delicate piece of flesh. Blood starts to rush up the wounded skin and a beautiful bright red liquid flows across one's wrist. And I like that she's writing about this because talking about your own pain is always a good idea. I mean, I do that all the fucking day. Second of all, I've never slit my wrist before. I don't know how it actually feels and how it actually looks. So it's good to have first-hand accounting. If a tree falls in the forest when there is no one to hear it, did it really fall? If pain occurs but no one can see it, is it really pain? No one cares about suffering until it's made visible. Internal damage is no concern at all. No one pities the hurt unless they see blood, tears, and gore. A lifeless soup is not important at all. Pain is not pain if you cannot see it. If only it would fade as quick as bites or scratches. Pain is not pain if you cannot see it. If only it would go away as soon as you see it. It's just alright. It's not very poetic. You know, some other poems she did is like about rape, which I'm gonna add a little trigger warning if you need it. On a dark valley in the middle of the night, she wobbled around, intoxicated, probably had a drink or a dozen. This doesn't feel like a poem. It just feels like a novel, maybe. Bang! She was pushed up against a red brick wall, hands pinned up high above her head. Something hard rubbed against her cold, shivering body. What? Like, I don't know. It's just I'm not a woman, so I probably can't, relate to this feeling at all. But it just feels a little cartoonish. But I like that she's provocative. Tearing open her ribs and drinking her blood, a gentle kiss to the stomach. This is another poem. A taste of acid as his fingers linger across her collapsed and meek body. The tenderness of flesh as the metallic blade slides across her soft skin. A clean slice, roses bloom across the meadows filled with peaches and cotton, soaking the juices of the rain which drips onto the petals, drop by drop. Sex, blood, and money. Act 1. Okay, this is just Morse code. This is Japanese. The Theory of Love. Preface. A cup of milk and a teaspoon of sugar. The Theory of Love 1. Americano decaf. It's so Natalie. And I like that. But it's also kind of funny. But I appreciate it. I truly do. And I hope she stays this way. I hope she stays edgy and crazy, but also not completely scary. It's just Natalie in a nutshell, and I think it's just really just her being her, and I really appreciate that. And it's also written from her perspective. She doesn't try anything new, which is something I like. Like when I write stories, I've never written a story where the main character is female because I don't know how it feels to be a female, so it would be biased, So I write stories coming from a male from Hong Kong as a teenager who's lonely as hell and is a loser because that's who I am. All right. Hey. Time now is 11:21 a.m. in the morning on February 22nd. So yeah, it's 22/2/22, and it's a Tuesday, which is very interesting. I had a good sleep. I slept from 2:40. Unfortunately, I didn't go to bed a little early, but 2:40 all the way until 11. except it's not all the way. I woke up multiple times in the middle. Like, there were a couple times I woke up and the dog's barking. Not at me, but someone else. And it's some of the most intense dog barks I've ever heard in the history of me staying in this house. But anyways, I'm awake now, and couple things. Um, I wore braces during sleep, and now my teeth is hurting really bad. I've never wore braces, um, which made my teeth hurt this bad. Another thing is, I have a headache now. Like, I feel painful in the head. I don't know what's going on. Like, it's just like if I shake it, it hurts. And it's not a fever kind of pain, it's different kind of pain. If it's fever, it's in front. It's the forehead. But yeah, it's just I have a headache now. I don't know what's going on. And then another thing is that my hair looks ugly. In my dream long hair, even though I will look terrible in long hair, if I do have to have long hair, I would want to be like the main character of Old Boy, except the main character for Old Boy, for his hair, it's sort of like bounces, like grows up and out. But right now I feel like the opposite is happening to my hair. All my hair is pretty much going down right now, and I kind of want to avoid that. In the short term, it would look nice, but in the long term, if it continuously goes down, then I'm just gonna look like a girl. But I don't want that. I want my hair to explode. Like, I want to have something like an afro, but Asian, you know. Um, I don't know how to work on that really. My hair is still going down. Um, I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on with my head. But yeah, maybe it's because I comb it too much. Maybe it's because of the new type of shampoo that I've been using for 2 months. I don't know, but yeah. Um, yeah. Other than that, I won't be doing too much today. There's a Spanish class, and there's that. I haven't finished watching a movie last night. I only watched the first 30 minutes, and then I had to go to bed. I'm gonna finish the last like 1 hour, and you know, and then I'm gonna watch anime, Mushishi again, and then I got homework to do. I got a bunch of small stuff to tend to. Like, I gotta figure the fuck out like how to take transportation for free as a student. Like, I have to figure that out ASAP, ASAP. Bank account, I gotta do something about that. Short film stuff. A few days ago I discovered Film Freeway, but now I've still done nothing about it, so there's that. So obviously I still got a bunch of stuff to do. And I'm beginning to question if there's mold on this cake, because I know pies can be kept a long time, but I don't know for cake. I have no idea. So maybe I should have put it in the fridge. I have no idea how cakes work. You know what? I'm gonna put it in the fridge, and then I'm gonna eat it tonight because I don't want to risk mold. In fact, I'm gonna do some research. Um, and for breakfast, I'm gonna just make gyoza again. I'm gonna try to make it crispy this time, even though I don't really know how. Should I steam it first and then make it crispy? Like, what should I do? You know, what should I do? I'm gonna experiment a little. For lunch, I got leftover fried rice. So I'm gonna just eat that. Who cares? And but that's just a little bit. So maybe I'm just gonna make myself some soup. French onion soup. That sounds nice. And for dinner, it is what it is. Tomorrow's meals. Now, tomorrow, Wednesday, special day. Gotta go to film class. I'm very excited. I know. Now, tomorrow's deal is that I'm going to go there extra early. I'm gonna leave home at around maybe 4 or even 3:50, and I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna just go to Carl's Jr. and have a burger there. And the thing is, if I would have a burger at around 4:50 ish, 5 p.m., and call it an early dinner, then this means I will have a small lunch. So for lunch, I need to think of something small. And then for breakfast, I would need to think of something big. And perhaps even a combined big breakfast and small lunch for a brunch. And I would need to think of that. Yeah, and then obviously after I came back home, or I could bring some snacks, some sort of snacks, some sort of food, so that during the breaks I could just go out and munch on them. I need to think that. And then when I come back home, I'll eat some, like apples. I got apples here. I realize I don't have any snacks. Yeah, that's all. I did have dreams, but none of them vivid or long enough to be remembered. But one of the dreams, I don't know what's going on with me. Like, I feel like I'm beginning to dream less and less about my life in Hong Kong simply because I don't go back there anymore. But I see I actually dreamed about meeting with Potter and Diana again. But Potter is a different Potter this time. It's just a regular dude who doesn't smoke weed, but Diana looks exactly how she looks like the time I met her, with a heavy makeup and expensive clothes. And I saw Diana and I was like, and my mom's there for some reason, just observing. And I saw Diana and I asked her, "Are you arguing with your roommate?" And she's like, "Yeah." And she gives off the facial expression like, "How do you know?" And I wanted to say, "Well, I'm the fucking detective," but really I saw her Instagram story. And then for the boy who seems to be playing the role of Potter but isn't Potter, he had to do revision for this quiz or exam or something, and I was like, okay, add oil for the quiz. And that's pretty much it. I hope I dream more about my life in Hong Kong and school life and stuff. I really do. And maybe the only way to do that is by looking at photos and videos of my past life. Hopefully I would burn them into my mind so that a piece of me will forever dream about them. Yeah. And my mouth is still hurting. The upper roof of my mouth is still hurting. Don't know what's going on. Alright. Crisp. Okay, let's try it. Fried rice, left over from 2 days ago. French onion soup, which actually doesn't really taste all that great. Oh boy, here we go again. Let's try the rice. What is this? What is this? Let's try what I assume gulou. This is the fried noodles, I guess. Doesn't taste bad. Doesn't taste bad. It's it just tastes American. All right, time now is 8:31 p.m. Yeah, spent the whole day sitting here on this chair looking at my laptop, not doing anything. So I was late to class today, but it ain't my fault. I went to the email that the Spanish professor sent me, and there's a link to the Zoom meeting in the email, and there's a link to the Zoom meeting in the email, and I clicked on it and it didn't work. Nobody answered. And then I was like, okay, hold on. What should we do? So I thought, okay, maybe somebody's saying something in the Discord group. Wait, never mind. There is no Discord group. So I didn't know what to do other than just wait. And then finally, at one point, I saw that the professor sent us another email saying that we should go to the link in the Canvas. So I went to Canvas and pressed the link. Didn't work. And then the professor sent us another email saying that it didn't work. Let me just directly send you the link. So at the end, the professor sent us another link, and so I started the Spanish class at around 2:50, as opposed to 2:30. But it's whatever. Who cares? So there are so many things I'd like to do today, but I haven't done yet. I still gotta do something about the transportation, counselor, and a bank card. I will have to do it today. I have to. Alright, let's talk about the dinner today I just had. Lo and behold, the return of the Trader Joe's Chinese food. Which makes today a special day because this means that I've eaten Chinese foods, Chinese or Asian foods for all 3 meals a day. This morning I had gyoza, which is not Chinese, it's Japanese, but close enough. For lunch, I had leftover fried rice from 2 days ago, which is actually good, even though it's really dried, with French onion soup, which is not Chinese, but who cares. And then tonight is Trader Joe's Chinese food. And it is a paper plate with a splat of rice that is extremely wet and sticky. It's so wet and sticky, and it's a splat. I think what it's trying to do is imitate an upside down bowl of rice, but it's just a splat of it. And then to the side, it is fried noodles with sprouts, which actually doesn't taste that bad. I do like the fried noodles. And then dumplings, small dumplings that are really small for some reason, and burnt. It's actually burnt, like charcoal burnt. I can't finish it because some of the bits are burnt. And besides, I've already eaten dumplings this morning, but it's whatever, I don't care anymore. And then finally, sweet and sour chicken, which is a mix between Cantonese-styled sweet and sour pork and Southwest peanut chicken dish. Just a mix of that. And it doesn't taste all that bad, but it's also not very filling. It's not a lot, so I've decided to eat the lemon slice cake that I'm eyeing right now, which I've been salivating over for the last few days. But yeah, this means I've gone through quite a bit of my food stash, because last night I had the Snickers bar after dinner, and then today I had the French onion soup. I'm finishing up the jelly candy, the jelly cubes that I bought like a whole month ago at the end of January. Oh, I still got the apples, right. I need to think. I'm finishing up on the potato chips, gyoza. I think I can still eat 2 more meals with the gyozas. The potato chips, I think I can finish it. But yeah, I'm going through my food stash quite a bit. I still haven't used the garlic. I'm looking forward to that moment. I want to fry broccoli with garlic. I just want to do that. Like I don't know, man. Also on Twitter, I am doing this food diaries thing because I realized that there's something really entertaining about just an immigrant who came to USA from Hong Kong, who's not very rich, just basically rant about stuff. So if I could see how to use PC version of Twitter. Okay, there we go. The host prepared me 2 soft shell tacos, bean paste, nachos with air to dip with, leftover cookie and cream puff, which is probably left in the kitchen without a lid facing the open air overnight, because welcome to America. The host prepared me a bowl of bean soup stew thing with leftover turkey. Tastes kind of awful. Then there's a thing which I think is cornbread. I don't hate it as much now. It still tastes a bit weird. Also, like, again, this bit is... it's still hurting. What the fuck? I may have used the wrong bread for French toast, but I'll take it. Also, a surprisingly filling lunch. Overburnt microwaved cakes, leftover cookies, and a tea my grandma shipped to me, and now it tastes like metal because I used a pan to boil water and teacups don't exist somehow. The host prepared me leftover macaroni from 4 days ago. They call it salad for some reason, and tomato sauce meatballs, which taste fine but very salty, of course. The host prepared me burger, except the buns are 2 wheat breads, 3 unseasoned potatoes that taste sour, asparagus drenched in oil and fried with nothing. Like, I have something to rant about in terms of every single thing, and I just kind of like that. I do kind of like that. Yeah. That's all for today. Nothing else. I'm gonna watch anime tonight. Yeah. And, I gotta think about what to have for breakfast and lunch tomorrow. Because, yeah, I'm beginning to regret things. Like, I'm beginning to regret that I didn't take the afternoon course for Film 40. But I'm trying to justify my own situation, you know? Like, I will lose the people I've met briefly in last Saturday. You know, the Japanese girl, for example. Also, I checked the people list of my Film 31, because there are 2 Film 31 classes. One is my class, and the other is, like, Thursday night. So my class is Wednesday night, and then the other's Thursday night. And turns out, several people from Film 40 also showed up in Film 31. Also, the Russian girl. The Russian girl from the international student team thing. The Russian girl who I DM'd via Zoom. That girl. She's there in Film 31, except not in my class, in the other one. And so I thought to myself, man, if only... And also, like, my class in Film 31 has 0 Japanese people. I don't know why I'm thinking this way. It's kind of funny. Okay, hold on. LM... Yep, so my class has 0 Japanese people. And originally there is one, but I guess he dropped or something. But on the other class, the Thursday night class, there's Ashara, there's I don't know why I'm saying all this. There's Yoshimatsu, and then there's Taguchi, and they're all on Thursday class for some reason. And as far as Koreans go, they're nowhere to be found. Okay. Yeah, they're nowhere to be found. They're gone. Bye-bye. Good day. And yeah, it's just a bit of a shame. But then again, if I had taken the Thursday course, I wouldn't have met the Hong Kong girl. I wouldn't. So yeah, there's that. I hope that some random thing happens and that both of these classes have to collaborate. Like, that would create an interesting situation, I guess, perhaps. Also, that Russian girl is apparently, like, somewhat popular or something because she has, like, 2,000 followers on Instagram. She linked her own Instagram on her own profile on Canvas for some reason. And she has 2,000 followers, which is a lot. as far as a college student goes, and she's like a model and a singer as well, which is kind of funny. But yeah, that's that. Okay. I'm such a nerd. All right, so I opened up my letters and all right, so I opened my letters and I have a bunch of Santa Monica, Bank of America, what the fuck am I trying to say? I have a bunch of Bank of America mails, a bunch of letters, and it's I don't know how to act. I got my new debit card, except I don't know how to activate it. I received my student ID card, but it's expired already. However, I did register for my tap card, so now I can probably tap on anything, and it's probably going to be free. Finally, these are the tangerines that my mom's friend had given me. As you can tell, doesn't look quite edible now. And the mold, not only is there mold, but also it's sticking to the plastic bag now. Like, you can't see clearly. But let me just show you the mold HD. Not only is there mold on the tangerine skin, but it's also kind of sticking to the bag right now, which is just fantastic. All right, time now is 11 a.m. exactly in the morning of February 23rd. My hair is still a mess. Is it 23rd? Yes, it is. I tried my best. After I brushed my teeth, I combed my hair a little bit. Oh, what's going on, man? What's going on, man? What the hell? I look like a trapezoid. I look like a trapezoid. Like... Okay, anyways, the fuck? The hell is this? Should I take a shower before I leave the house every day now? Because, you know, after a shower, my hair wouldn't look like this. It would look a little more lively. But anyways, yeah, I slept. I successfully slept over 8 hours again. That's 2:30 all the way to 10:45. So that's 8 hours and 15 minutes, which is really nice. Nice shit. But even so, even if I sleep for 2:30, even if I go to bed at 2:30 every single day, or even 2 a.m., it's not enough, because that means on Saturday I'll only have about 4 hours of sleep, because I have to wake up 6:20 on a Saturday, which is again something that I kind of regret, but then it's already too late. So, what am I gonna do? Well, I'm going to be, shit, I just remembered that I have film homework I have to hand in before noon, but, yeah, I'm going to be trying to fall asleep even earlier. Alright, plans for today. I don't have a lot of great plans. I will attend that chemistry Zoom class, which I will not pay attention to whatsoever. Yeah, and then there's all these chemistry lectures, which I've skipped yesterday. There are all these chemistry videos that we have to watch that I didn't watch at all last week. And I have to catch up on that. Nothing else. I'm going to watch a movie tonight after I return home, and then that's all, really. The meal plans are a little wonky because, as you all know, that my class tonight, my very exciting film class tonight, starts at 6, which means that I have to arrive at the campus at 5:40-ish, which means that I would love to arrive in that area at around 4:50 or even 5 to just grab a burger, dine in, you know what I mean? Just grab a burger, just buy a burger and eat there and call it dinner. But it's only 5 p.m. This is why I'm going to be hungry again at around 8. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring like maybe a bar, maybe cereal bar, except I don't have any. So I need to maybe go out and try to look for something like a small snack where I can just put it in my backpack, and so that during the breaks I can just quickly eat them and call it part of the dinner. I still haven't handled the moldy tangerines. I kind of want to just throw them all away, but I'm also kind of curious. Maybe one of them survived. I don't know. Um, yeah, another thing is the breakfast. So I realized that a big breakfast does not help at all, because if I want to eat dinner at 5, I would need to actually be hungry to do that. So I'm gonna have a small lunch and a small breakfast instead. And that would be the lemon cake. And I'm gonna have to, I have some salami in the fridge I can eat. And maybe I can find something in the fridge over there outside, like some vegetable related thing or something, you know. And then that's it. And then tonight, after I come back home, if I'm still hungry, which I definitely will be, I have some Applejack cereal. Yes. And that's all for today. Small trivial thing, but when I went to the bathroom today, there's a small roll of toilet paper. Okay, so a story of toilet paper. When I came to LA and went to Target, my aunt and I and my mom went to Target and we bought 6 rolls of toilet paper in a bag, right? Remember? I didn't really use up any because in the old host, they provide me toilet paper. But I did use 1 roll for a little bit. Fast forward, we come here in this new house. They don't provide me toilet paper, so I have to use that. So I used up all of them except for the roll that is already used. So at the very end, I'm like, okay, screw it. I'm just gonna use the one that's already used at first. So I have 2 rolls of toilet paper now. 1 roll that's about to finish and 1 roll that is also about to finish. So the other roll I'm talking about is all wet. I don't know what happened. It's all soaking wet. So my theory is that somebody went into my bathroom, washed their hands, tried to grab the soap, but accidentally tipped over the toilet paper roll. And now it's all wet, which is kind of irresponsible. They could have just thrown it away or said something. Alright, here's my breakfast / lunch. So this is quite problematic because I went to the fridge and the first thing I tried to find is vegetables, but there are no vegetables, not even broccoli, no asparagus, no beans, nothing. But I found these thick pieces of beans, which is different from the kind of beans that I cooked last time, and I popped them out and I got these seeds and I didn't know what to do with them, so I decided to fry them with oil, garlic, salt, and a bit of red cayenne pepper. And I have no idea how to prepare it, no idea how to cook it. I'm going to just try to eat some of these. These are the only vegetables I can find. I found bread in the fridge, which is great, but it's stale bread from God knows how long ago. Added some mozzarella cheese on top, popped it in the oven. And then these hard salami that I bought earlier in Ralph's. I wanted to eat the mortadella ham, but it was so mushy and so stale. I thought maybe it's expired already. And I tried to check the package to see if it's expired or not. It doesn't say. However, it does say that it is packed in December of last year. So it's been nearly 3 months. It's in the fridge for 3 months, and I'm not eating that. Also, I threw away the moldy tangerines. All right, let's try the odd beans. I don't know if I can eat the skin or not. We'll see. Yeah, I don't think the skin is edible. It's super hard. It's very tough. All right, this mozzarella bread. The bread is sweet, by the way. And this is the hard salami that I bought. So yeah, I may have to go to the supermarket a little bit later because there's no vegetables. And originally in my meal plans, I said I wanted to just use house food and cook lunch for myself. But it appears that that's impossible now because there's literally nothing here. It's either inedible or expired. So I'm going to go to the supermarket to maybe buy broccoli and tomato, sushi, some snack bars, cereal bars for me to bring to school, and ice cream because I love that. Alright, let's try some of this lemon cake. I want to make it stand up, but I kind of can't. Alright, here we go. I've been excited about this for a long time. Here we go. Wow, so sweet. Whoa. But I love the lemon flavor. I really do. All right. Oh my god. So I don't know what's going on with the weather right now, but it's actually cold. I thought it's going to be hot, but no, it's the opposite. It's actually kind of friggin' cold. I checked the temperature, turns out it's like 12 degrees Celsius right now. 12? What the fuck? Last week there was a heat wave. Now there is a cold wave. Is that even a thing? Well, anyways, time now is about shit. Time now is about 3:27 p.m. I'm gonna go shopping. I didn't plan for this at all because I try my best to go to the supermarket and save as much money as go to the supermarket as less as possible, save as much money as possible. But I'm starving. I need food. And I need vegetables. And the only place I could find that has vegetables near my home right now is Ralph's. So I have several things on my shopping list. Ice cream, I freaking love ice cream, come on. Alright, cereal bars and whatever bar there is, I can bring to the school later. Tomatoes, broccoli, vegetables like that. And, shit, what else? I forgot. Alright. All according to plan. Time now is 3:49 p.m. I'm gonna go back home, put down these stuff, and then head out again. This is $16.46, which is a little bit expensive if you combine it with last time. But you know what? It's worth it. This is gonna last me 2 weeks. The most expensive part of this is the sushi, which is $6.49. But it's worth it because it's tomorrow's lunch. And $8.48. So this means 48 Hong Kong dollars for lunch. Not bad. I also found broccoli, which is exciting. I can fry myself some broccoli. I got a tomato. I got chocolate and chip ice cream, which is not that expensive, not at all. Just $2.99, which is about 20 about 20 something Hong Kong dollars. A little expensive, but it's LA, so what do you expect? I wanted to buy pie or cake or something, but there's only half apple pies. I wish there are half other pies, like sweet potato or peach. It's all snacks, really. And I found some granola bars. I don't know how well it tastes, so I didn't buy a lot. Some granola bars, another strange peanut butter bar thing that I can bring. And yeah, that's pretty much it. All right. First of all, Cascadian Farm organic chocolate chip thing. Where do I put it? God, I have so much food now, it's insane. I'm gonna put it on top of my passport to hide my true identity or something. All right, star of the show, California salad roll, $6.49. Oh, $6.49. Yeah, this is lunch for me, man. I asked the chef, who I think is Japanese. I was like, excuse me, will it turn bad if I keep it until tomorrow? And he's like, no, it's fine. So, pop it in the fridge. Let's pop it in the fridge. Nice. Another thing that needs to be in the fridge is this thing. Ooh boy. Kroger. Are you serious? Kroger. Best to be used by November 5th. Well, I have all the time. Chocolate and chip cookies and cream. All right. Tomato. And the broccoli. Ooh boy, I have a whole tree in here. I'm the winner. This is a thumbnail right here. All right. Finally, this thing, which I'm gonna bring. Bar Cliff peanut butter thing. I don't even know what it is. I'm just gonna bring. Anyway, so yeah, I have a lot of food now. Got these. I can eat these too. Cheddar goldfish, but it's gonna be a mess. Great. Enough for me to last 2 weeks. All right, here we go. Carl's Jr. I don't even know how to. Okay. Hope it's not too expensive. Enter here. I'm being trolled. Alright, it'll take about 10 minutes for me to get there. Ooh, not bad. I'm happy I'm able to just sit down and eat, even though I'm not particularly hungry. I'm happy I'm just able to sit down and eat food for lunch right outside here and not have to hurry all that much. Even though right now I'm in a bit of a hurry still. It's good to be early to film class because it always starts early. I don't know why. But yeah, hopefully I can, meet people and stuff. All right, here we go. I like the fact that I only need to go to this one classroom throughout the entire semester. Like, it's just one classroom per semester. I don't need to know where anywhere else is. All right. Pepper is literally over there. Probably can't see her. Yeah, gonna wait for a bus and go home, and then I'll talk about what happened today. But yeah, quite interesting. All right, came back home. Found this stuff on the kitchen table. I don't really know what it is. It's like some sort of cake with mozzarella cheese and tomato sauce on top. I don't know. I microwaved it. Let's try it. Let's try it out. Ooh, strong lights. Oh, Jesus Christ, so hot. Oh my God. Tastes like nothing. It's so hot, Jesus. The cake itself tastes like nothing. You have to eat it with the tomato sauce and the cheese. Goldfish biscuits. Right, so time now is 12:21 after midnight. I'm gonna go through everything chronologically. But woo, oh my God. Where do I begin? So let's talk about my experience today first, and then I'm going to talk about something else, and you and I both know what that something else are. So, everything went as planned today. Everything went as planned today. I arrived at the place at around 5 p.m. Had a burger at Carl's Jr., $10, which is kind of expensive, but it's fine, I guess. I'm beginning to learn to spend more money, like allow myself to spend more money. Like, yeah, money is important, don't get me wrong, but you just gotta spend more sometimes to, you gotta find a balance between saving money and also like saving yourself. So if I'm starving and I have to eat food, I have to buy something, which is a skill that I've learned already. If it weren't for that, I wouldn't, go to 7-Eleven and buy that apple Danish a few weeks ago. But yeah, anyways, had the Carl's Jr. burger, ate it, it was fine. Walked to the campus. I was about 8 minutes early, and before I went in, a bunch of people were sitting outside of the classroom, walking, and apparently we can't enter the classroom yet. And there it is, Pepper, standing there with baggy white clothes, long hair, and she's like, and I'm like, hi, and then I walked up to her and we continued to talk. And it was nice, honestly, yeah, she's nice, and she whipped out a comb and started like brushing her hair while staring at a reflection on a frame that's framing a poster. But yeah, we went in the classroom, and the other Chinese dude, I thought he's half Chinese, but actually he's fully Chinese. His last name is not Chinese because he's adopted, but he is fully Chinese, ethnically Han. But he wasn't there at first, so I was like, okay, so I just sat beside Pepper. And so it's Pepper to my right, and I just sat there, and it was actually a good thing that Pepper is to my right, because like there were a few moments where like Pepper would need a pen. So today's class was nice, I guess, but there were only one break. I thought there were going to be 2 breaks, and during the first break, so the Chinese dude did come, and during the first break, I wanted to open my bag of goldfish biscuits to eat, but I didn't because I wasn't that hungry at that point, so I was like, okay, I'm just going to eat in the second break. Turns out the second break never happened. At some point, our professor handed out us very thick handouts, and we had to drop notes on it, and Pepper didn't bring a pen, so I gave her a pen, which is nice. And it's February is almost over and I still haven't finished using the pen I've been using in Hong Kong. So that just goes to show how little I've been using my pen. So if I give it to her for free, it's totally fine. Um, but yeah, and then at another point, Pepper dropped her phone and then I picked her up for her, which is how I and Miriam started chatting actually in Form 3 is she dropped an eraser on the ground and I picked it up for her. Um, but yeah, the weather was cold. It's like 11 degrees. Right now it's 7 degrees, but when I went to the campus it was 11 degrees and it was freezing cold. But yeah, and then during the break I did speak to Pepper still had homework to do before midnight, so she's busy doing homework on her phone. She did a quiz on her phone during the break. So I didn't want to bother her, so I walked to man, I need to give the Chinese guy a name as well. Oh, so I walked up to the Chinese guy and we chatted a little, like, what's up? And he's like, how's your week been? The usual questions, the pleasantries. And the conversation continued with him asking me about transfer and like what's my plan for transfer and all that. And at that point, another girl was also sitting right there, and the girl is we talked with her as well, and she's a white girl, and we were talking about transfer, and she's like, oh, what kind of film class are you taking right now? And I said, oh, I'm also taking film 40. And she's like, me too. And then I just remembered, oh right, she's also in film 40 in the same class as mine. Oh right, she's the dancer. And I'm like, oh, and she's like, oh yeah, that's me. So that's really cool. But yeah, there's that. And I don't know why, but today's class is not fun. It's not fun at all. I mean, I love it when the professor broke down a scene, the setups, where to put the camera, how many setups there are. But the second half of the class is basically the professor using an entire 2 hours just explaining focal lengths and lenses, but like 20% of it is him talking, and the other 80% is him answering questions from the same few people, especially one middle-aged woman who sat in front of the class. She kept asking questions, and sometimes she even asked questions that she's even like unsure of asking. Like she would be like, and it would be really annoying, and I find it difficult for me to concentrate, even though I'm really interested in this shit. Like narrow lens, wide lens, I love that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was frustratingly, it was kind of frustrating. But yeah, it's fine. After the class, I and Pepper left. We walked through the cold, and as we were walking to the bus stop, Pepper's like, "Oh, according to the app, apparently your bus will arrive in 3 minutes, and mine will arrive in 4 minutes. Should we run?" And I'm like, And then she's like, "Oh, okay." So she starts running, and we ran for a little bit. And before I even started getting tired, she just stopped and she's like, "I can't do it anymore. I can't." And it's really fun. It's oddly romantic, but not in a romantic way. It's like, I say this because it feels like something out of a dumb rom-com, just running out of nowhere in the middle of the night. But you and I both know that she already has a boyfriend right now. Or I can speculate that she already has one, so this is literally nothing. But I'm happy that people are treating me nicely, is what's up. But yeah, we parted ways. I took the bus back home, and now I'm here. A couple things. Seriously, a couple things. I went to Twitter. I've been visiting Twitter way more than I visit Instagram lately. I don't know why. I feel like the moment I leave Hong Kong, the moment I just started to care about Twitter more than Instagram. It's like this is a different world now. Twitter is more important now. But yeah, so Russia has invaded Ukraine, and yesterday they had already done it. I mean, yesterday Russia had pretty much already entered Donbass, but actually they're overnight or actually in other locations in South Belarus, in Crimea, in the Black Sea. They're just attacking on all sides and blitzkrieg style today. There are bombings everywhere in Kharkiv, in Kiev, in Odessa, in friggin' Dnipro, everywhere. There were bombs everywhere, and the country's entered a state of war, and it's horrifying. It really reminds me of the time stuff like this is happening in Hong Kong, except there weren't any bombs, but it was like cops everywhere, protesters dying left and right, going missing left and right, and it kind of reminds me of that, and it's really nerve wracking. Not only because I really care about people and I don't want Ukrainians to die, but also its implications. Like, there's always been this theory of Russia invades Ukraine and China will take this opportunity to invade Taiwan. So people will be like, other countries will be like, okay, like even if they want to do something about it, they wouldn't know what to do with it because two things are happening at the same time. But honestly, I don't think China will invade Taiwan at this moment because China has the CCP has its own shit to deal with right now. Xi Jinping has to deal with Jiang Zemin right now. So launching an invasion on Taiwan right now would be detrimental. But when it comes to timing, right now would be the reasonable time, which is bad. I don't want it to happen. I don't want a war to happen. And a lot of countries will not do anything other than sanctioning and writing a harsh worded letter. But will all countries do that? I don't know. At this point, a war is almost inevitable. Like, you can't talk Russia back down right now. It's going already. It's happening already. A war is declared, literally. It's like history books, except it's happening now, and it's a horrifying, monumental feeling. And so the only way out of this might be more violence, which is sad, horrifying, tragic, and I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I just hope this goes by really fast. I went to a Reddit to look for news, latest news and all that. I went to Twitter to look for latest news, and there's this live stream of a Ukrainian guy just live streaming himself, packing his stuff, showing us, talking to us about what's going on, showing that there are air horns playing like alarms being played in the streets of Ukraine right now, and it was such a nerve-wracking situation. Holy shit. I would freak out in that situation. I would legitimately freak out. Alright, and then next thing you know, I saw a tweet about Covercore terminating contract with Japanese VTuber Uruha Rusha, which is shocking. I never thought this day would come. I don't know what to say. It's just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable that something like this had happened. We lost Coco last year, and now Rusha, who is definitely one of the most important VTubers ever, in my opinion. Just up there with other Hololive members like Pecora and Hatama, whom are both very important and influential people, but also up there with Kaguya Luna and Kizuna Ai, And it's just sad, and I don't know what to say. And a lot of people are attacking Covercore for this, but I don't think it's their fault, because Covercore is trying their very best to defend Russia. It's just that Russia's voice actress has unfortunately breached their contract. And I don't blame her either, because she was in a great deal of distress. And it is another person called Kore Kore who leaked information to the public in a video in like Billy or some shit. And if Kore Kore hadn't done that, Russia wouldn't be terminated from Cover Corps. So I hope Russia's alright. I hope the actress is alright. I know her real name now because of all this jazz, but I'm not gonna say it out of respect, but I just hope she's alright and I hope she makes a damn good living in her next life. Oh my god. So I went to Twitter after I came home and I screenshotted a photo of Russia and basically tweeted a few words like you will be missed, thank you. And a lot of people are liking my tweet now and retweeting my tweet now. Damn. Um, I'm profiting from this, but I'm legitimately feeling sad for Russia. And a lot of people think like people who like VTuber fans are all losers, and in a sense that's true. I mean, I do consider myself a loser, but I don't have parasocial relationships with VTubers. Rather, I respect them for the amount of work and effort that they put in, especially for Hololive VTubers who, really ruin their sleep schedule, really go out their way and disrupt their eating schedule and their sleep schedule and really work their asses off just to provide us content. And that's respectable. And they're genuinely likable people. They're very hardworking and they're very nice and fun. So it's always sad to see one of them go. There's that. But, back to Ukraine and Russia. Damn. So Estonia and Latvia are invoking like NATO Article 4. Previously, I don't even know what Article 4 is, but apparently it's like our country's borders are being threatened. We got to do something about it. Russia has not threatened Estonian or Latvian borders, but that may happen. The most likely outcome out of this, in my opinion, now I'm not an expert, and I'm sure a lot of political and military experts will pop out left and right on Twitter right now, but what's going to happen very likely is that Russia's going to invade Ukraine entirely, right? Both east and west. I mean, they're invading the east, but really they're going to take the west too. And they're going to install a puppet government that will basically kowtow to Russia, like what they did with Belarus. Belarus is basically a puppet government now. And that's probably the end of the plan. And other countries, because we have to avoid war at all costs, other countries will probably not do anything. USA will not do anything. China, of course, will not do anything. China's on Russia's side. USA and UK and big nations like this will probably not do anything because they have such deep ties with Russia, trade-wise, that the most they can do is just sanctions. And Europe depends on Russia so much on a lot of products, like electric products, like they can't really fight. But then we have these Baltic states like Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia who have had a history of fighting the USSR. I think their reaction to this is probably really strong, and they may actually do something about this. So I honestly don't know. Whatever the case may be, if there is a fight back, if there is no fight back, either way, it's terrible. It's tragic, it's terrible, and innocent people will get hurt and die, and it's just really freaking sad. And it just worries me how China will handle it. Like, China's unpredictable right now. I mean, yes, Xi Jinping is clearly dealing with a lot of internal stuff, and there's this huge meeting that's going to happen later this year, which will hugely determine if Xi Jinping will stay as dictator or someone else would be replacing him, like Bo Xilai, for example. But I feel like after this meeting is over, whatever the case may be, Taiwan will be in trouble. And it won't be too long from now because, like, with this Russia-Ukraine thing going, countries will, if they do mobilize troops or at least focus on this conflict, if another thing happens, then it's going to be absolute chaos. And China may take this as a great opportunity to cause chaos, which is horrifying. I don't know what to say. Forgot to mention that in my film 31 class, there was a Russian girl with blonde hair, and I thought maybe she's the same girl who I DM'd in the Zoom meeting. Actually, I don't know, but I don't know a lot of blonde Russian girls who are also who are also majoring in film production in my college right now. In fact, is the only one. So and she doesn't wear glasses. I know another Russian girl from my film 40, but her hair is not blonde. Well, actually, this girl isn't as well, but she wears glasses and is shy and awkward. So I don't know. I have to speak to her next Wednesday in order to figure out if she is that Russian girl. Okay, time now is 2:17 a.m. in the morning. I didn't watch The Raid or anything. I didn't watch any anime or any movie. I decided not to because I really don't have time. A couple things. I originally planned to take a shower like half an hour ago and go to bed, but I didn't because I had to do some short film stuff. So I wanted to submit my short film to a bunch of competitions, and I found a bunch of Hong Kong competitions, Hong Kong related film competitions on filmfreeway.com a few days ago, and it was very exciting. But I just checked. I uploaded my short film onto Film Freeway, and then I checked the Hong Kong related film competitions. They're all they all cost for some fucking reason. When I joined IFVA, when I submitted my short film to IFVA, I didn't have to pay shit. It's a free competition. Anyone can join. But for Hong Kong Art House Film Festival and Hong Kong International Short Film Festival, it's $280 just to enter. That is stupid. What if I spend $280 and I enter and I fail? This is stupid. This is stupid. I will not spend $280 just to enter a competition. It's moronic. So I'm sorry, man. I can't join. So I'm gonna try to look for other free competitions. There's this art house shit posting. This Australian dude who's organizing a film festival. That's how I learned about Film Freeway, actually. But I'm gonna join that probably. I don't know. I'm just gonna join this and join that. In the meantime, yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna wash my bed sheets. I think. I mean, it's definitely sleepable. Like it doesn't feel dirty, but still, it's been a whole month. Come on. So I'm gonna try to do that tomorrow. I need to immediately take a shower now. Bye bye.